Hello students, so welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to study about the classes of the pteridophyte. The pteridophytes are divided into four classes. First is Psilopsida, Lycopsida, then Sphinopsida, and last is Pteropsida. Okay, so these are the four classes, and now I will give you the comparison of all these four classes with the examples that will help you to learn this topic easily. Now see, these are the four classes of the pteridophytes are written: Psilopsida, Lycopsida, Sphinopsida, and Pteropsida. So first of all, I'll give you the example list so that it will be easy for you to learn. So first example you remember here, one is Psilotum, one is Rhinia. Only two examples you have to remember here. Here you have to remember only again two examples, Lycopodium, which is also known as club moss, and Selaginella, which is known as spike moss. Here only one example you have to remember, that is Equisetum, which is also known as horsetail. And here you have to remember, first is Pteris, Dryopteris, Adiantum, Azola, Marsilia, and Salvinia. So these are the examples you have to learn. Now in case of Pteropsida, these upper three examples, they are your terrestrial fern. They are terrestrial fern. And lower three are your aquatic fern. Clear? Now see here, this is your Homosporous. This is Homosporous. Okay, even this is also Homosporous. Learn properly. First and third box is strictly Homosporous. Now, I'll highlight which are Heterosporous. Okay, we will highlight only Heterospory. So this is your Heterospory. This is the one which is heterospore. Okay, beta? Try to learn this is the heterospore. Only this is heterospore. And even here, if you see, only these aquatic ferns are heterosporous. So these aquatic ferns are heterosporous. So you have to learn which is heterosporous and which is homosporous. So you just learn simple way. Learn simple way कि Selaginella, this one Selaginella is only heterosporous. Please focus. Selaginella is only heterosporous. Okay, and here only these three aquatic ferns are heterosporous. Remaining all members of pteridophyte are homosporous. This is only the confusion for the student. Is it clear? Remaining all are homosporous. It means this is also homosporous. Lycopodium, we will say this is homosporous. And your terrestrial ferns are also homosporous. So I think so with the homosporous and which is heterosporous is clear. Now, one more important point, please. Equisetum, if you check, it is a diagram of NCERT. In Equisetum, you are finding cone is formed. Cone or strobili is formed by the Equisetum. The cone or strobili is made by the homosporous. If they ask, then your answer will be Equisetum. Otherwise, here only the cones will be there. The cones are made by the Selaginella and Equisetum. But Selaginella is heterosporous and Equisetum is homosporous. So this is the way how to learn the all four classes of pteridophyte. This is very, very important question. If they ask you ki cone making, but it is homosporous, then your answer will go equisetum. I hope this is clear. Now let me explain you further. Now see the students better. See here, these are the diagrams of the pteridophyte. Okay, check carefully. This is the diagram of Selaginella. Okay, this is the diagram of Selaginella. Check A diagram. This is the diagram of equisetum. Third diagram is of fern and fourth diagram is of Salvinia. Okay, so now see, this is the first diagram of Selaginella, and right now we have studied that Selaginella is coming in which one? Selaginella is coming in second box. Remember, second box means Lycopsida. Okay, it is Lycopsida member, and it is heterosporous, and it will make cones. Cones formation will be there. Now, can you see this structure? Can you see my cursor moving? This structure. This is again very important. See this labeling. I will write it here. Try to understand. This structure is known as rhizophore. This structure is known as rhizophore. Please check the spelling carefully. I am writing E end because there is one more thing, rhizophora, which you will be studying in the morphology chapter. Okay, so rhizophora is seen in the mangrove plants responsible for developing the pneumatophores. But this is rhizophore and it is actually organ sui generis. If you check this diagram, when it is touching the soil, isn't it giving rise to adventitious root? Giving rise to root-like structure means it is trying to behave like a stem. But if it is a stem, then it should bear leaves. It is not bearing the leaf, it is trying to behave like a root also. So this is intermediate between root and stem. So it is intermediate between root and stem. So we say it is organ sui generis. It is organ sui generis, means it is organ by itself. Generally, you know very well, plants are having root, stem, leaf, 3 vegetative organ and only 1 reproductive organ, that is floral leaves. So it is trying to behave like a stem, giving rise to adventitious root, but it is trying to behave like a root also by the absence of the leaf. So this is the one example, Selaginella, which is coming from the second box, that is your Lycopsida. Is it clear? Now beta, see, this is your equisetum. Okay, this B diagram is of equisetum. And you know very well, equisetum, now one more thing, it is having underground stem rhizome. Please focus, it is underground stem rhizome is there. And it is making cone, this cones or strobili. Either you say cones or strobili, and it is homosporous. It is homosporous because this is a competitive point. Please learn it properly. It is a homosporous. Clear? And this is the only one member which is present in the Sphenopsida. It is also known as horsetail. It is also known as horsetail. I think so this explanation is helping you to learn it. Okay, now see this one. These two, they are the fern. So this is the terrestrial fern. This is terrestrial fern, which you draw as which you can grow in your house as an ornamental plant. And this is your aquatic fern. This is your aquatic fern. Okay, and this aquatic fern, if you see, the large leaves are present. Check the diagram. These are the large leaves, and the large leaves are known as frond. In case of the fern, the large leaves are known as frond. Okay, we call them as frond here also. Why I'm saying we call them frond here also? Because in the algae also word frond is used. Is it clear? And this Salvinia. Salvinia is also known as sorrow of Kashmir. Please, this is an additional information. It is known as sorrow of Kashmir. Why? Because it is growing excessively on the Dal Lake and destroying the beauty of the Dal Lake. Because you know in the Kashmir, Dal Lake is there. So it is a sorrow of Kashmir. Why? Because it is growing excessively on the Dal Lake and destroying the beauty. The Salvinia is also an example of, it is an example of heterospore. Okay, it is an example of heterospore. So Selaginella is an example of heterospore. In your book, this one is example of heterospore. Even Salvinia is an example of heterospore. But who are making the cones? Cones formation is done by Selaginella and by Equisetum. Once again, I'm repeating it. Please try to learn it. Cone formation is done by Selaginella and Equisetum, but heterospores example is your Selaginella and Salvinia. So I hope this pteridophyte classes with the diagram also, this topic is might be clear to you. Thanks for watching.